Hey, everybody, what's going on? It is Phil Gates broadcasting live, as many of us musicians are. All right, so the cool thing tonight on today's musician is we talked last week about the coronavirus and ways that we can kind of work around it and do some things to still engage the audience as we're doing now and to have a bit of fun. So tonight I think I'm going to kind of continue in that trend. I am, like I talked about in advertising, in no false advertising, is that we're going to do a live Q&A also. So I'm watching the chat. So if you see me looking over here, I'm not, looking at some strange things. I'm listening for you. So if you do chime in, please chime in. Say where you're checking out the show from. And if you have any questions about anything that has to do with music or gigging or anything like that, let's have some fun. So I think what I'm going to do first is I think I'm just going to play to a track just to kind of loosen up, play a little blues thing, and then I'll probably play some songs off the cuff, and we'll do that scene for a while and see how that works. And let's make it happen. So I'm going to look over here again, so I can set up my playing and pick a tune, and I'll probably be adjusting some volumes and that kind of thing. Yeah. Got some audio issues going on there with the iTunes. This is like usually you have like a sound person and all these other things, and that's just not what's happening here. I got me, myself, and I to do this stuff, so we'll work it out. Let me see what happens here. And hopefully it doesn't. Yeah, that's okay. I think it's just on my end. All right, who we got in the house? Trey Riddle, what is going on, brother man? Trey Riddle in the house. What's going on? He and I used to hang out at BB King's Universal Studios in Los Angeles at the jam there that they used to have before it all closed down. What's up going on, Mark Jansen? So, type in there where you're catting from so I can shout out to to your hometown. Because you're not in L.A. anymore. He's on the east side now. So, we want to keep up with the chat and see what's going on with everybody. Nice. Cool. So let's talk about recording. Mostly this show is about, the tenets of being today's musician, right? It's touring, it's finances, it's health, it's records, making records, marketing, all those things, and just being on the road in general and doing the business of music, right? So I do want to address some of these things, and feel free to, like I said, this is a whole Q&A thing, so if anybody has any questions, just pop it up. I'm not seeing the chat on YouTube right now, which is kind of strange. I'll have to like fire my producer here, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about just in general what we do as musicians. And for all the fans out there, it might give you guys a little enlightenment as to what our lives is like beyond the 90 minutes that you see us on stage, right? So, you know, we do the process of recording a record. You come up with these great ideas, or some ideas anyway. They seem great at the time. And you go ahead and you put these song ideas down, like this one, you know. Right? That's a fun little riff, right? And this is off of a song of mine called Addicted to the Blues, which is off of the record called Addicted to the Blues. So what's fun about this one is that when writing a song, you're trying to figure out what you're writing, what are you selling, right? That focuses everything for the whole process of the song to me. So if I go, this song is a boy-girl song, it's a relationship song, it's a going to work song, it's a I hate my job song, it's a I love my job song, I'm falling in love, I'm falling out of love, all those stories, you know, there's travel songs, universal theme songs, you know, there's not a boatload of different kinds of songs that you can write, and there's only 12 notes from Bach to Rock, right? So it's amazing how much music is truly out there with just those things. So, hey, Jackie, what's up, Nooch? We got Jackie Baker in the house and Nooch. Cool, thanks for letting me know I'm coming in clear. Because I do want to do that. So the deal is that, like for this song, for Addicted to the Blues, I obviously wanted to have a song about the blues, and the blues is about hard times, and you know, it doesn't always have to be. There's a lot of up-tempo fun blues too, right? You know, so and I have a couple of those, My Babe, and some of those are, you know, those are up-tempo love songs. End of Time, that's a fun song, you know. But for this song, Addicted to the Blues, I wanted to have everything about drugs, you know, and it's a song that every line in the song is relating to drugs and somehow, and I'm addicted because the song is called Addicted to the Blues. So my mentality was like, if that's the title, what are addictions and what they could be, you know? So it's like, you know, so it's like, I'm addicted, I always need a lot, and when I'm itching, my hands are in knots. Well, I'm just fiending to play the blues. It gets me higher, higher, higher than a whole fifth of blues, right? I'm strung out on playing for you. It's all I ever wanted to do, and I'm addicted. Right? So all those addictions. Well, I'm jonesing to play you a tune, and when I'm moaning, you can't cook that in a spoon. And when I'm tapping out a melody line, well, I'm still mapping out the corners of my mind. I'm strung out on playing for you. It's all I ever wanted to do, and I'm addicted to the blues. I'm wired to play this guitar. What's going on, Bodo Gross? And I'm not accepting of the way things are. And when I'm tapping out a melody line, well, I'm still mapping out the corners of my mind. I'm strung out on playing for you. It's all I ever wanted to do, and I'm addicted to the blues. Yeah, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. Well, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. Well, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the blues. Addicted to the blues. So yeah, that was a song I wrote with a specific intent in mind. You know, was to write, a song about, and it's not an autobiographical song. Okay, I just opened a medical book and looked through and said, oh, these are the things I hear about in movies and on TV. So there's references to all kinds of drugs. You should just listen to the song and you'll be able to figure it out for yourself. But it's a song called Addicted to the Blues, off of a record called Addicted to the Blues. And you can always go, we're on iTunes. All my records are on, well, not all of my records are on iTunes. The last 5 or 6, I think, are on iTunes. So, and sometimes when you write a song, it's just for a quirky idea. I wanted to do a thing. At the beginning of this song, what I wanted to say, I wanted to see how many times I could say thinking in one verse, right? And just to do it, just for the fun of it. So the verse is, I'm thinking about you, baby. I'm thinking I like you, girl. And I'm thinking about my thinking. And the more I think, it's the way I go. So it's like this. I'm thinking about you, baby. And I'm thinking I like you, girl. And I'm thinking about my thinking. And the more I think, it's the way I go. You know you send me, girl, all the way around the world. Count it on for me one time, baby. Say 1, 2, 3, and the way I go. It's the way I go. Now, baby, makeup on, hair and curls. You tell me what you like. Say 1, 2, 3, and the way I go. You're telling me good things, honey. Showing me your diamonds and pearls. Count it on for me one time, baby. Say 1, 2, 3, and the way I go. It's the way I go. I can go fast or slow. You tell me what you like. Say 1, 2, 3, and the way I go. You know I'll send you, baby, all the way around the world. Count it all for me one time, baby. Say 1, 2, 3, and the way I go. It's the way I go. It's a tune called "Away I Go." It's a fun tune, and and so it's like there's up tempo, fun kind of funky blues songs, and there's more serious ones, and then that's yeah. I'm gonna do another one called because as I say on the stage, if you've seen me play, the blues is really not very good to relationships, is it? Blues music, it's always about bad men and worse women, or bad women and worse men, right? It's amazing that any relationships happen at all. So what I decided to do was to write, it's a little better, a blues love song about blues until the end of time. So that's what this song is. And also, let me do this real quick. I want to, hey Lisa, what is going on? I want to pop up some things so you guys know where I'm at, where you can find me at. So there's a couple little tags. Is that not enough information for you or what? But it's basically where to get a hold of me on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. All of it is all Phil Gates Music. Any of my social media is pretty much / Phil Gates Music. It doesn't matter what. But please keep in touch, because this is actually kind of fun. It's not as cool as playing out live, but in the middle of all that we're going through, you know what? This is going to work out fine. So I'll pop these off now. I'll leave the little PG logo up there, though. Heidi, what's going on, Heidi? Heidi is not in Los Angeles anymore. She was a neighbor of mine in Los Angeles. And her husband, Ed, was an amazing guitar player, great cat. He's a good guy. In Boston, that's where you're at. Cool. Thanks for turning out from Boston. Where's everybody shouting in from? Bodo, where are you at these days? I know that Gary Brown, what's going on? So let's do a fun up-tempo blues love song that's about this love until the end of time, because it could happen. Love you until the end of time. Yes, I'm gonna love you until the end of time. 'Cause all I know, baby, I can't get you off my mind. You're gonna love me like a brand new day. Yes, you're gonna love me like a brand new day. 'Cause all I know, baby, is our love will never sway. Well, it's you and me, baby, that's where it's gotta be. It's you and me, baby, we don't need no company. And I'm gonna love you until the end of time. Yes, I'm gonna love you till the end of time. And you'll love me like a brand new day. 'Cause all I know, baby, is our love will never sway. That our love will never sway. That our love will never sway. All right, a little song called End of Time. Now, Hey Lee, what is going on? Lee Sewell and Katja. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? You know, and usually, on stage, I'm doing all kinds of solos and everything. So I think I'm gonna kind of creep into a music bed. I can't take solos here because there's no bass line or anything to play against. I guess I could do a. Yeah, fun stuff. So let's get back to talking about recording. And so now you've decided on a song to do, and now it's like, what are you selling? Is it a storytelling song? Well, then that tells you that the vocals are going to be up in the mix. Or is it a band song where it's like a Toto or Earth, Wind, and Fire kind of thing where it's like the whole band is elevated, so the mix has to represent that. Because if you've ever seen either of those bands live, they're amazing. Each one of them on the stage is amazing. So it's not like a front singer and the band is all wearing black and somewhere in the background, it's like those bands are right up front. So your mix should be that way. Or if you're doing a singer-songwriter thing, acoustic guitar and voice, well, that's, pretty straightforward. Or if you're doing a singer with a band, but the point is the singer, well, that points to where the song is going to be. Or if it's a type of music for a purpose, so say a dance song, then the drums are going to be up and the lyrics are going to be it's going to be about the hook. It's not a big storytelling song. It's about the hook that's going to be the catchphrase and the beat that's going to drive the people dancing, Or if it's a nice balladier kind of a song, it's a... Well, actually, that's the beginning of Purple Rain. Man, that's a great balladier song, right? So it's got that sound to it, and that guitar is right there. So it's kind of fun. It's really fun, actually. So you got the song going. So now it's time to record. Are you going to record with the band? Are you going to record with loops? What software are you going to use? I'm helping out a friend right now, great vocalist. Actually, I'm going to give her props on the show, Elizabeth Hangen. If any of you ever need an amazing vocalist, Elizabeth Hangen is the one to call. She has been on every one of my records except of 13 records. She's been on every one except for one, and that was a live record. And there was no other backups. That's why she wasn't on it. And actually the live one in Europe, the Delta. Live at the Danube Delta record. Sorry. But she's a great singer, and I'm helping her set up with her stuff. So we're trying to figure out what software and things like that. And we're talking about the kinds of software. You know, you have Pro Tools, you have Logic, you have Ableton Live, you have Cubase, you have all these different kinds of software. And ultimately, all of them are really good products. So it's going to be about which is more comfortable for you. It can even be just aesthetically, which feels better on the screen, which has it, you know, and then some of it is going to be what features it has. You know, some programs are made to be more chop shop and full on editing, and some programs are made to be songwriting tools. So, you know, you want to figure out what you're going to be doing and buy the appropriate, you know, software. It's like buying a car. If you know you have 6 children in the house, maybe that 2-seater Porsche is not for you at this point in time, right? You better get that family car so that you can carry everybody around. Or if you have a work truck, you work in construction, or you work in something, you need that pickup truck, right? You know, or a type. So that's what you want to do with the song too. You want to kind of figure out in your software what kind of needs you're going to have. But honestly, all of them, it's down to who's twisting the knobs. I've heard really amazing records on absolutely terrible gear, and I've heard really terrible records on absolutely amazing gear. And so it's really kind of about who's twisting the knobs and what set of ears is listening to it. And so, you know, so if anybody has any questions about mic techniques or mixing or anything like that, actually Elizabeth's online now. What's up? So I'm going to go into a plain song where I can do, because I do a lot of different things. Saw nobody like you, girl. You really knocked me off my feet. I tried my best to get too close to you, my dear, but you kept me at arm's reach. I know you like me 'cause I see it in your eyes, but you won't take a chance. It's time for me to tell you how I feel, 'cause I've come here to make my stand. Oh, querida, querida, venga conmigo. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. Tell me that you can't trust me, my dear. Music life is not for you. Well, I'm here to tell you, baby, love is blind. It matters not what I do. Now playing it safe now may seem so right. You often wonder what to do. Live along with me, now remember, baby, mamacita, and let that love come shining through. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. Querida, querida, venga con... Ay, 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 mi corazón. Querida, querida, venga conmigo. 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 Song called Querida, which is off of I believe it's In the Meantime. It has that song on there. So that's a fun little one. Hey, Daniel Fair is in the house. What's going on? And I saw also that we had Al Factorman. What is going on, Al Factorman? I haven't seen him in about 3 years in LA. Al is a legend. He truly is. When he writes about your show that he likes your show, it's a big deal because Al is a really cool cat. Oh, Carolyn, yeah, you're welcome. And Anthony Gregory in the house. What's going on, man? He and I were on tour together years ago, and and with a show called Tops in Blue, Air Force show. Great drummer, great cat. Yeah, Sean B. Hook said, he says, I feel you. A lot of time people get lost in the DAW. Absolutely. In the 90s, we got caught up in spec, right? It was like, oh, are you recording in 48K, 24-bit? And did you record that on an Eve Capricorn? Or did you do that on an SSLG series? And it was all about the gear. And the song kind of got lost in the background. And in a lot of cases, not every case, obviously, these are tools of the craft. And if you buy a nice tool set, if you spend $4,000 to tighten the seat on your bicycle, I don't know if that's a worthy bet. But if you spend $4,000 on a set of tools that you're going to keep, your airplane flying in the air with, well, that's a good investment, But it's all up to you. You can spend whatever you want to on any money you have on whatever you want. But yeah, I've cut on. I did a project for M Audio, a loop CD called the Pop Rock Guitar Toolbox, and it was a cool loop CD that I did with M Audio for their. I forget the name of the loops. It was a while ago, and but they should still have it on library because it got picked up by Apple as a garage band refill also. But I had to have these loops ready to work in any program, in Ableton and in these different apps and stuff like that, and looping apps and things like that. And yeah, people get, they try to make a Ford or Chevy argument out of a DAW, out of a digital audio workstation. And it's really, they're all tools. The craft is in the song and in the performance. The tools are the best way to get it to bring it to the audience. A producer is going to produce a viable project to be as much of what the artist wants it to be as possible, and also commercially viable, a great mix for radio or for film or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, don't get caught up in the DAWs. A lot of people used to ask me when I was doing, I still do a lot of consultations, but also a lot of speaking on digital recording and getting into digital recording, and invariably people would ask me, well, what microphone should I get to start off with? And hey Daniel, what's up? So the idea is, think of every live record that you've ever really loved. I mean, it can be any band, I don't care. It can be Journey, it can be Paul Simon, it can be Megadeth, I don't care. But if it sounded great, probably an 8 out of 10 chance that was an SM58 that they were singing into. Okay, if they didn't overdub it in the studio. But live, it's an SM58. It's a great microphone. Of course, live, the noise floor is much different. You don't have to be as dynamic range on a live thing. But it is a good microphone to start with. So you don't have to spend $1 billion. Now, this microphone right here is the SM7B. This is the Shure SM7B. And it's got a nice proximity effect. When you get closer, it gets a little bit more bottom end, as most microphones tend to do. It's a dynamic mic. And the story behind this microphone, I worked with a cat named Matt, not trying to rhyme, and he had been an engineer for Michael Jackson. And he said that this was a lot of Michael Jackson stuff was cut on this microphone because the other microphones were super sensitive, and Michael would always stomp his feet on the ground, because he does when he sings. So this dynamic microphone would not pick up the feet, but it would pick up his voice. That's just a story I heard. Whether it's true or not, I like the story. But that's not why I bought the mic. I bought the mic because it's a nice close proximity mic, and it's good for speech, and it's good for some things like this. And honestly, all my gear is in Germany. Most of my gear. The way it works with my band sometimes is when we travel, the my gear stays with the drummer, and so he's in Germany, I'm in Switzerland, and we do gigs in everywhere in Europe. And so we're coming back from the last dates in Holland, and it's like, oh yeah, well, why don't you just put it at your place right now, because I'm going to take the train from here, blah blah blah. I'll come and pick it up next week, no problem. So we get back Saturday night. Monday morning, Germany closed the borders. So my two of my guitars, a Strat and a Yamaha SA 2500. My Mesa Boogie, my pedal board, all my stuff is in Germany, and I can't get to it because I can't get across the border. But I like this guitar. This is a fun guitar. Oh, yeah, Bodo. Absolutely, man. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. We all have to have challenges we have to work with. Okay, so I'm going to do a song where I can play a little lead guitar, if y'all don't mind. I'm going to pull up a music bed track from one of the songs off a record, and I'm just going to have a little fun. Tony Bray. I just used a Walkman and a spring tank. That's awesome. Tony Bray, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, he and I go way, way too far back. And his wife, Diana, and the great family. And, yeah. If you want to see an insanely talented musician, saxophone player, instructor, teacher, he's got apps out about theory, music theory, Tony Bray. Great cat. And his wife, Diana, is an amazing singer. Just killer people, great people. And they're checking in from Texas. What's up? All right, let's see what I can pull up here and have a little fun. Because I want to play a little. Actually, I'm going to play to Addicted. As Tony says, I'll be here all week. Please be sure to tip your waiters and waitresses and try the veal. All right. So, onward. Let's see. I want to play another song. Let's see. What should I play? It's so fun just to mess around and get ideas, isn't it? It's just fun. But I'm not going to play any of them for you. Not from the new record, anyway. We have a new record coming out, or I have a new record coming out, and it's going to be called In the Pocket. It'll come out in mid-May, and you got to check it out. It's got some really fun, cool stuff on there. It's kind of a follow-up to the 12 Rhythms, which was super cool. We had some great players on there. The band, my LA band, was on there. Let's talk about musicians. When doing a record, it always matters who's on the record and who you're on the road with, actually. Can they tour? You know, there's some amazing, amazing players that can't tour worth beans, I tell you, man. They're always late to the tour bus, or they're just out of money or something, whatever it is. But, you know, you want people that you can count on to be on the road with, right? And that they're, you know, and they're going to be professional, you know. And so that's a fun thing. So on this last record, on the 12 Rhythms, was my LA band, which was Keith Williams on drums, Larry Houston on keys, Ron Battle on bass, and myself on guitar. And the band I have here in Europe is also another. I've been, you know, it's like I got hit by lightning twice. I'm super lucky. I got a great band here in Europe as well, with Tom Wagner on drums, with Uwe Rodi on keys, and with Stefan Hug on bass. Great cats, great players. I wanted to give them a shout out because we did, with the European band, I did a record called Live in the Danube Delta. It's on iTunes. And with the band in LA, we did the 12 Rhythms. And great cats. So you want to be with great players. So a lot of the stuff that I'm playing is off of that. Yeah, some fun stuff there. I want to kind of do Phil's Blues, but I really want to take a solo on that too. I can't do it. I'll have to come up with a music bed for that for next week. By the way, we will be back here next week. Tell everybody about it. Today's Musician at Phil Gates Music on YouTube and Phil Gates Blues on Facebook. Next week it'll be on also on Phil Gates Music on Facebook, just to keep it simple. Let's see, what other fun songs do I have in here? Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, I will do Take It Out. That's right. We'll do that. That'll be fun. Uwe's going, what key is he playing it in? You know, I change keys. Yeah. Let's do it in A. This is a song about getting rid of all that old stuff. I mean, like right now we're going through some trying times, right? You know, and at some point it will pass. And you've got to take out all that old trash and old crap so that you can move on, right? So this is a song called Take It Out. Actually, a song of mine off of one of the In the Meantime? I think it is. Well. You've got things that you've got to stay away from, and I've got things that I gotta stay away from. All skeletons are chains around our hearts now, and we know that it's dragging us down. No, no, we can work it out. We've got things that we've got to do together. Talk about it, honey, we can make it better, I know. We can work it out. Well, let it go, oh, let it go, just take it out. Oh, let it go, oh, let it go, just take it out. People say that they're trapped inside a box now. People worry about what others may say. They don't hearts now. That vision will pave their way. Oh no, you can work it out. So clear your minds, take out all that trash now, and you'll find you can go on your own. You can work it out. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Just take it out. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Just take it out. Yeah, well, it's all about taking out that trash, isn't it? Gotta get rid of all that evil stuff in your life. I used to have some stuff. I got rid of it though. Took out all that trash. It's an easy thing to do, right? All you gotta do is, just like on trash day, get all that drama, all that stress, just set it down on the curb and get on with life. You know what I mean? Shoot. It's an easy thing to do. And this is how I do it. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Just take it out. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Just take it out. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Just take it out. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. Just take it out. Yeah. Well, take it out. Yeah. And some songs, you know, are kind of as we get on in life. Let's see if I can remember this one. This is one called The Wisdom. And it's about the wisdom of people that have passed on and the things that they have said to you that you've remembered and carried on in your life. And it's a fun little tune. This is a tune of mine. All these songs are songs of mine. If you guys, please go to iTunes, check it out. I'm going to post at the end of this show. Actually, I might try to post it right now. I'm going to post a link. It's a PayPal Me link. I would love it if you guys could kick a couple bucks down, for playing and helping out musicians and stuff like that. Let me see if I can scrounge up that link real quick. Let's see. Oh, without messing up everything in the broadcast. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Without breaking my guitar, too. Okay, cool. So I just posted a PayPal Me link, and if you guys could kick down, whatever you can. Everybody's struggling, but all of us musicians who had all our gigs canceled, everything helps. I'll always say. So let's get back to this song, and then we'll do maybe another up-tempo one, and then and that'll be it. Well, I was walking down the street in the shadows of the night. Yes, I was talking to the dead, to the lost ones in my life. And I shall listen to the wisdom of what they said. Yes, I shall listen to the wisdom of what they've said. Well, I lost my mama and I lost my dad. I lost so many other friends I've had. Oh, I remember, yes, I remember them in my heart and in my head. And I shall listen to the wisdom of what they've said. Yes, I shall listen to the wisdom of what they've said. Words that they've said stay in my head, and all of the time I know the truth is there. Well, they told me things I should know, things that guide me and help me grow. Oh, in this life that I've led, oh, I've led. And I shall listen to the wisdom of what they've said. And I shall listen to the wisdom of what they've said. And I shall listen to the wisdom of what they've said. Yeah, the wisdom. All right. So, let's see, what else should I do? I would love to go out playing one, you know. Nice. Charles Mingus. Yeah, in brushing with the blues. Yeah, fun stuff. With Jeff Beck in there. Sure. So time is coming up. It's 21:55, but I did want to talk to you guys, so I will do some shameless marketing now. Please go to philgates.com. Check out the music there. Check out the videos. Stay tuned for gigs after all of this is over. Some of the gigs in the future that are on the books, but I can't talk about yet, will hopefully come into fruition in July and August. So tune in there. Instagram is Instagram/PhilGatesMusic. Let me put up the signs again. Dink, dink, dink. So YouTube/Phil Gates Music, Instagram/Phil Gates Music, Facebook/Phil Gates Music or Phil Gates Blues. Friend us, check us out, check me out. Want to stay in touch. I want to do this every week. And again, if you have any questions about anything, next week's focus, I think, is going to be more on probably finances. But during this time, with the coronavirus going around, I think, it's just more fun to play and just chat, So please tell everybody about it. It will be every Thursday night at noon Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central European Time. And for everybody in between, you're just going to have to figure out the math. So it's been my pleasure to hang out and play a bit for y'all because music needs to live. It needs to stay on, and it's the responsibility is on us to keep it moving. So we got to keep that music ball rolling, and I definitely want to keep playing for y'all. And like I said, the new record is going to be cool. Be out mid-May, and it's going to be called In the Pocket. And it's a cool song. It's in the pocket, definitely. All right, so this is Phil Gates. I'm signing off now. Everybody be safe, be vigilant, stay healthy, and I will see you on the backside. Everybody be good now. Peace. See you later.